Good morning, guys. It's been a rough couple days. Been dealing with a lot of generalized and social anxiety. Had a few panic attacks, so that was fun. But I really want to talk to you about traveling and anxiety, and I felt like now was the perfect time to do it because I'm going through it at the moment. I have a lot of generalized and social anxiety. So yeah, let's get into what a day is like traveling with social anxiety. I probably don't look the best right now. It's been a rough couple days in this thing. Okay, so let me begin with what is anxiety, because I've found that a lot of people aren't aware of what anxiety is. They just tell you to calm down or no or stop or don't think like that. But anxiety is a disease where it's like you're not able to per se control your mind. So when somebody is dealing with like these anxious feelings, I think the best thing that as a supporter, a friend, parent, whatever you can do is just tell them that it's okay to be feeling the things you're feeling. They will pass. So what happens when you combine traveling with anxiety? I think that there's going to be a lot of situations where it's going to be, I guess, harder for you than it would be for a normal person. Like when you don't know if you're going to make the train, or you're in an airport and you have 6 hours to kill and your anxious mind just goes wild. I also think that like if you have social anxiety like I do, the fear of going to a new hostel every night and trying to make new friends, talk to random people can be quite intense. And also, if you just lay in your bed by yourself, you're feeling like you're not participating in life. So I think there's a lot of stuff that's going to be a lot harder with anxiety, don't get me wrong. But you also miss out on like the most amazing pieces of life if you let it hold you back. The thing about anxiety is it's hard to be with people because you have that social anxiety, or at least I do, and it's hard to be alone because then anxious thoughts just take over, and then you start worrying about like the next time you're gonna see people, or like just worrying that nobody wants to be around you, and you just have all these anxious negative thoughts that are sometimes quite hard to control. Alright, so ways I found to manage my anxiety is, I guess, like outweighing the pros to the cons. Like if I'm like, well, I want to go to Croatia tomorrow, but I'll have to find new friends in a hostel. Maybe I'll have to explore all day by myself. Yada, yada, yada. I'm like, okay, that gives me fear and anxiety. Every time I go to a hostel and like am worried about meeting new friends, I've made friends in every single country or hostel I've been to, even though it's one of my biggest and deepest fears that like everyone's gonna hate me and I'm just gonna end up like just like that awkward, I feel like everybody's gonna see me like, hi, my name is Lauren, hi. Which is what I'm like, but like nobody needs to see that from the get-go, because that's what I look like in my head when I talk sometimes. So I think that just like cutting yourself a break and realizing that like you do have anxiety. So this might be a little controversial, but I think for me, like whatever my anxiety tells me to do, I try to do the opposite. And a lot of like therapists and people will say, listen to your body. But if my anxiety is telling me that I want to curl up in a ball and not talk to anyone because I'm scared, then I'm probably gonna work my way awkwardly, but work my way up to somebody and be like, hey, aren't you staying in my dorm? Or hey, what have you guys explored around here? Where are you from? I think the key for me is like really trying to acknowledge my anxiety and be like, it's there, but it's not gonna stop me from traveling. It's not gonna stop me from making these new connections with people. It's not gonna stop me from seeing the world. So I think it just comes down to pros and cons. Yeah. This is my favorite thing to do when I'm feeling really anxious. It's hard to do when you're always surrounded by people, but if you can, just put your headphones in and dance a little bit. Every time I have a solo dance party, I leave feeling a million times better. And this works for everybody. Even if you're just like in the airport and tapping your foot or like bobbing your head or just like, it doesn't have to be like a full-on like, oh yeah, but just like vibing. I think as long as you're like vibing with some music, it always puts me in a better mood, no matter what. So I don't do this personally, well, not in this sense, but some people have told me that like having something from somewhere they feel safe or comfortable, or from home, like whether it's a article of clothing or it's a coin, something that makes you feel like you're in a safe place, just to look at or hold or listen to. Like maybe it's just a voicemail from one of your parents. I guess I have something similar. Like if I'm feeling like really stressed out and anxious, I like to listen to country music because that's what I grew up with. So it's really nice to like feel safe, and like it's something that I know inside and out. I could tell you every single one of the words to. And I think that's the same concept with like having the coin. It's just something that you're very familiar with, and that familiarity gives you that comfort and that calming. I 100% think that traveling helps with social anxiety. My social anxiety has gone down enormously since I started traveling almost full-time 2 years ago. I think the more you put yourself in these situations of like, I don't have control, I'm aware of that, but like I'm doing it anyway. It's like exposure therapy, to where like if you're scared of spiders and you are with spiders every day, you eventually become less scared of them. I think it's the same thing in a way. Not that the anxiety still isn't there anymore, but I think it's decreased, and I also think that you learn how to manage it better the more often you're put in those circumstances. So it becomes less of the unknown big scary monster in the closet, and more just like kind of a toxic friend that you learn how to deal with. All right, well, thank you guys for watching. Just know if you're feeling anxious that the feeling will pass, and also do not let it stop you from traveling. No matter what, never let your mental issues detract from letting you live your life. Take time to recover if you need to, but always keep pressing forward and sending lots of love to everyone and a lot of mental health awareness. And I guess I'll see you guys in a couple days when I post my next video. I'm either going to do a learning to surf in South Africa or a traveling while in university video. So thank you. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.